Hey everyone, I'm in Paris 1 week before the French Open starts, and as you can probably see, I didn't get a wink of sleep last night, as yesterday I had the most surreal and incredible experience that I think I've ever had on a tennis court. And so in today's video, I'm going to show you how this came about, and I'm going to take you along with me. Let's go. So I'm not kidding when I say this. What you're about to witness me experience in this video is definitely the most memorable experience that I've ever had on a tennis court and probably ever will. So be sure to stay tuned till the end of the video, as this one is a special one for me. I was in Paris to test Head's new extreme rackets on the clay. I'll be posting that review later on. However, I came a day early to visit the Head team in their head house at a small tennis club in Paris. It was a nice club, no different to many others that you'll visit. It had clay courts, a couple with a bubble, and a couple of touch tennis courts for the kids. It was the Wednesday before the French Open, which apparently every Wednesday the kids in Paris have a day off school, so most of them from the tennis club go and play tennis. Head had arranged some really cool activities for the kids. Tennis Theatre were doing a show and teaching the kids some tricks. I had to film a few, as you can see, as even I, who's pretty skilled with a tennis racket and ball, was amazed at what they were doing. What made these moments even more surreal was on the court next door, Mansour Bahrami was playing with some of the kids. Now, if you don't know who Mansour is, he is one of the most incredibly talented tennis players that has ever lived. And nowadays he plays exhibition matches all around the world. Normally you'll see him hitting tweeners and trick shots, but as you can see here, he was pretty static as he was saving his legs for some of the exhibition matches he had coming up. As you can see, already the day was turning out to be really special, but what happened next is why I didn't sleep for 2 days after. Head had planned for a special guest to join me and the kids doing a practice session on court. The special guest was dressed in full ski gear, so the juniors had to ask questions to figure out who it was. And yes, you already know that it was world number 2, Jannik Sinner. Once he revealed his identity, he hit some balls with the kids, including the French under-14 national champion. I gave him my point of view camera while he hit with her, and if you listen carefully at the end of this rally, he gives some wise words.
We're playing with French champion. Ooh, in the net. In the net, it's the worst mistake.
After this, our videographer AJ introduced Jannik to me, and this is what he said.
Jannik, this is Ashley, by the way.
Yes, I saw you on YouTube, I guess. Yeah. He's more famous than I am.
Yeah, I'm still not sleeping properly. This has to be one of the biggest highlights of my YouTube journey so far. But what this means for you is that your comments in my videos may get seen by Jannik and other players. So drop your comments of support for him in the comments section below, and be sure to subscribe to the channel, as if my videos are good enough for Jannik, they're good enough for you. I asked Jannik a couple of questions.
So, Jannik, did you grow up playing a lot of these games?
Not as much as other players used to play. I've always been a player who, was practicing like shots and all that stuff. If I would watch back, I would do much more of this, because this helps you a lot, with the touch, with the understanding of the position, even on small corners.
Yeah.
So looking back, I would play much more this kind of stuff. Yeah, that's for sure.
But you've developed fantastic touch. Do you think that's just come from playing lots of matches?
matches, but you have to take the confidence from the practice sessions, no? Because it's there are a lot of players who have good touch, and you have to be sure in yourself that that you can make it.
Yeah.
In the same. Sometimes it's other players, they study you, right? So you have to understand what kind of shots you can use. You also have to get into the other's mind. No, it's a mind game. So it's. But yeah, I feel like making a lot of volleys also at practice sessions, missing balls, trying to understand. It's very important.
Yeah, amazing. And final question: if you had one piece of advice for some of these young juniors today, what would it be?
To enjoy, first of all, because you have to love the sport. You have to. At some point, you're gonna have to choose. When you're a little bit older, they are very, very young still, and then taking things serious. But until a certain level, I would do still other sports. It makes you grow in the coordination, trying to understand if tennis is the right sport for you or not. So there are many things together, but it's all about smiling, enjoying, having great people around you, which is the most important. And that's it. That's always what actually I'm looking for.
And you can see that on the court, just the way that you play, the way that you're smiling, the way that you interact with your team. Like it's a close bond, and that's massively important.
It's family.
Yeah.
So, we go around all the time with the same people, and if you don't feel free as a person, also as a player, it's never going to work out. So I've been very lucky to find the right people in the right times, and so I'm very pleased with that. And obviously there are a lot of improvements still to do, but this is all part of the journey. So I'm very happy.
Amazing. Jannik, thank you so much. Awesome.
Thank you so much. I wish you all the best.
Thank you.
Anyway, if this wasn't enough, I then got to hit some balls with him, and I'm not gonna lie, I was pretty tight. But even at this slow pace down the middle of the court, I could feel the quality of his ball striking as it hit my strings. To be honest, I would have loved to feel what it would be like to hit against him hitting at full pace, but I was far too tight to ask him to do that, as I know I'd be shanking balls into the crowd. But even though we were just hitting up and down the middle of the court at a slow pace, it was the most incredible feeling. For the rest of the day, I was in a daze and will remember these moments for the rest of my life. I've hit with a few pros before, but this was special. Jannik is my current favourite player to watch, not just because of how he plays on the tennis court, but his attitude off the court and the way that he works with his team. He really is a truly great role model for junior players. As you've probably seen from interviews on television and how he interacted with me when he first got introduced to me, Jannik is one of the nicest pros, probably the nicest that I've ever met on my journey so far. So humble, so relaxed and chilled, just a really nice guy.
No, not scared.
What's even crazier is that the next day I got to hit with another player that's reached number 2 in the world. So subscribe and stay tuned for my next video to see how it went. Thanks as always for watching. I look forward to seeing you next time. Take care.